welcome to instituting musical traditions.
Let it roll.
She ain't gonna stop unless you tell her.
Let it roll. Woo. Oh. Yo. Whoa. Holy moly. Woo. Man, you could wake up the people in England with that playing, man. That was woo. Woo. Love it. Well, stick around, folks, for that was Abby. And she said, sure, I'll do a little noodling on guitar. And we said, well, good, it's always nice to have somebody come on in and kind of make people realize that there's live music coming and not just stare at a screen. So thank you, Abby. And now I want to bring on our track star, and I'll explain that if he pops up on the screen. Yep, there he is. All right, this is Jenner Fox, and he was at an Airbnb, but they threw him out after he complained about the strength of the Wi-Fi there. And they said, sorry, for $19 a night, that's all you get. And he said, I'm out of here. I'm going over to my friends. So this is how important it was to Jenner and to us to give you the best quality audio and video. He literally ran down the street to his friend's house and said, quick, hook me up. How's that for an intro? Singer, songwriter, track star.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in Eugene, Oregon, right now, which is the track star capital of the country, I think. So it's fitting. Though I'm one of the slower people here, I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having us. Should I play a song? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that moment of the night. All right.
It's a slick show, and you're going to make it even more slick.
Beautiful. Someday I'll have that buffalo ranch right there on the beach where I'll surf all day and come home late to the fields where the buffalo eat. I'm gonna marry rich and then learn how to love. When she's out working, I'll be home tinkering in a barn full of old trucks. Just don't make me stand still. 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 When I'm old and bald and my hands grow moss and there's roots through the soles of my shoes, don't make me stand still. It's been a good year. My favorite fingernail finally grew back. I've seen the world, every river town through the seat of this kayak. But no one gives a damn for old timers, and the money still runs dry. That's why a man needs a dog and a plot of land to raise some buffalo hides. Just don't make me stand still. 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 When I'm old and bald and my hands grow moss and there's roots through the soles of my shoes, don't make me stand still. And oh, mama, where did the buffalo go? And oh, mama, can't we take two of them home? Just a boy and a girl, and we'll leave them alone for a while. They ask me when I'm gonna quit, and I say, what the hell does that mean? 'Cause when you grow up on a farm in Arkansas, there's just work and nothing between. But somewhere there's a buffalo ranch, and I swear to you it's on the beach, where you can surf all day and come home late to the fields where the buffalo eat. Just don't make me stand still. 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 When I'm old and bald and my hands grow moss and there's roots through the soles of my shoes, you can shoot me, but don't make me stand still.
Well, obviously you don't stand still because
Yeah.
I guess early this evening you made a quite a run to get on. We're really being serious, folks. We weren't pleased with the transmission, so to speak, and Jenner took off and got up and running in less than 20 minutes, which, so yeah, I like the concept of don't let me stand still, or don't make me stand still. I kind of learned that from my parents, and I didn't realize that I was just weird until I realized that a lot of other people were like, Dave, don't you ever just like take a day off, or don't you ever go on vacation? Or I'm like, well, I guess not, so the concept of constantly being busy, and I like the image of, the moss growing up, through the shoes, and yeah. How old is that song?
That song is maybe 3 years old, something like that. Yeah, it was. I worked as a whitewater rafting guide for many years, and that was sort of a portrait of one of the characters I worked with. There's kind of an archetype of guide in there. You either kind of get out of the industry in your 20s, or you sort of keep on going, and there's this kind of refusing to let your body or any of the ailments kind of, as these people are deteriorating and still trying to hold on to this career path. So that's about one of my friends that I've worked with in that world.
Well, and also the concept of being physically moving, you got to do it. I mean, in the words of my award-winning cardiologist friend, Dr. David Brill, when I go see him, and I said, what do I got to do? He says, just keep moving, just keep walking, keep dancing. But he literally means all the medications are secondary to physical activity, and then of course mental activity. It's an important song. You probably noticed, folks that are watching. I know Louise Baker's in the house. Hello, and Joel Pomerantz is in the house. Hello, Joel. But Jenner's information, all the different ways that you can send money to Jenner. And what I would recommend is that you try all three and see which fund gets to him soonest, and he'll let you know. So seriously, we pay the artists a small stipend, but we count on you, the audience, to say, I didn't have to pay for parking, I didn't have to use up any fuel to drive to the event. I didn't have to pay for beer. Hopefully you didn't. So, we kind of look at that. It's like, man, I got an extra $50. So just, send it on in. It's really important. We're doing a Bob Dylan thing. Did anybody tell you that I'm a Dylan fan? Are you going to cover a Dylan song?
Is that allowed?
Oh, man, it's encouraged. Rob is cringing in the background going, no.
It's a hard.
But what's next? Tell us what's next.
Let's see. I was thinking of. I like this format. It's fun to get to chat with you, and think about what feels right to play next. Amidst that, in the theme of not standing still, perhaps. I got to spend time as an artist in resident in this small town in Wyoming at the foot of the Bighorn Mountains called Dayton, and basically you got a room in this double wide trailer along this river and keys and a little stipend, and they said, we're not monitoring you, but do the art, whatever that is. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have fun, and my challenge to myself there was I decided I for some reason thought it'd be best to cover all the clocks in the house, so that there was no time for the writing. That became irrelevant pretty quick. But let's see, how does this brace work? And the pitch I made to them to get into the residency was that I would sort of write songs about the stories of the people in the town. And so I would get up and kind of walk to the coffee shop and ask people who the storytellers were, and kind of, listen to people talk and go home and try and write it down. And everyone told me I had to meet this guy named Jack Russell, who was the town mountain man. And when I was searching for Jack Russell's house, which they told me was at the end of the road, sort of down with the bears, and riding my bike around at night looking for that, and came up with this one. It's called the Tongue Canyon Road. I like to ride my bicycle at night when the streets are dark and cold, down the Tongue Canyon Road, and I look in all the windows at the people passing time and getting old. In the television glow, Dad put us on training wheels in the church parking lot, and I got my first two-wheeler, and he said that's how freedom feels, but stay on the sidewalks. And we'd ride every day to school in a pack of 5 or 6, and we'd see who could go no-handed for the longest. I like to ride my bicycle at night when the streets are dark and cold, down the Tongue Canyon Road, and I look in all the windows at the people passing time and getting old. In the television glow, well, I left and loved and moved around. Now I got a kid in a truck, and we're coming back to town where the streets are all the same. And I know the trees by name. And I used to ride past Annie's house. Imagine what I'd do if she came out. Fix my hair, glide real slow. Maybe she'd be at the window. I remember hoping Dad was asleep when I got home. Maybe there'd be something left on the stove. And in the morning light, he'd ask me where I'd been all night. And I stand up straight, talk real low, tell him I'd been on my bicycle. I like to ride my bicycle at night when the streets are dark and cold, down the Tongue Canyon Road. And I look in all the windows
All right, riding that bicycle.
There you go.
What was your first bicycle like? What was it?
What was my first bicycle like? It's a good question. I think it had training wheels. I don't remember a lot about my first bicycle. I do remember that my dad taught us in the church parking lot because it was very empty most of the week.
Yeah, less things to run into.
Yeah, and the pavement was nice there. So, but yeah,
Did it have coaster brakes? Did it have brakes on the handlebar?
I think we had. I seem to remember some the back. What do you call it when you pedal backwards and it brakes?
Coaster brakes.
Coaster brakes. There, you said it for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first bicycle?
It was a Schwinn, and it was a 26-inch big fat tires, red with white pinstriping. And my dad taught me to ride it, but he taught me on the street we lived on. And, basically he would run alongside of me, and then he'd kind of release the balancing and let me balance, and then he'd run alongside of me. We tried that for a while. And then he said, I think you got it now. And I took off, and he never told me about the coaster brakes. So I got about 5 houses down and ran into Jane Fisher's wrought iron fence and scratched up the new Schwinn bike.
Oh, no.
And I had forgotten all about that till you wrote that song. So thank you for...
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It was so clear in your mind, man. You red, Schwinn.
I was like over the moon, as they say.
Oh.
But bike was okay. I just was like, I didn't know as a kid, But... yeah, and I think that's the importance of songs that you're writing, that they aren't about a narrow little sliver. You start out about a guy named after a terrier, Jack Russell, and
Yeah, exactly.
And then it becomes an international. The whole thing just takes off, and everybody kind of remember. Well, I don't know about everybody, but most people maybe got a bicycle and liked riding around, and we moved to 10 speeds, and who knew?
Yeah.
So you're setting all those memories out.
Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. I feel like
it's great.
Yeah, something I love about songs is.
All right, now we're doubling on mandolin.
Yeah. It is the Institute of Music Traditions, and thus I come from a musical tradition of mandolin players. My mom, I guess I heard recently that that sort of the way ukuleles are today, mandolins were, 40 years ago or probably even earlier. She was in the probably dying age of the Long Island Mandolin Orchestra. And then my parents met. My dad was playing mandolin at a party, and he was sort of a river guide, bluegrass, hacker mandolin player. And so anyway, musical traditions. Thank you guys for doing this, and for the amount of nights or weeks or whatever in a row that you all have pulled this off is truly astounding. But I wanted to play this tune that I wrote when I was living in Austin, Texas, and working as a pedicab driver. Speaking of bicycles and musicking and I was listening to a lot of podcasts at the time, and I heard this really eloquent man speak about who ran a hospice center in San Francisco called the Zen Hospice Center, and he spoke of how he felt like in dealing with saying goodbye on a daily basis, he felt like he had the secret to living. And I was like, man, I could use a little bit of what this man is channeling. And so I looked up hospice in Austin and found this place that paired me with this wonderful woman named Nelda Stockman, and the idea of the program was you just go and hang out with these people who didn't really have family or people around to hang out with them and as much as you could. And so we would hang out, and she wasn't really verbal, so we'd laugh or point and hold hands and stuff. And one day I thought to bring the mandolin and played some country-ish Tennessee waltz kind of stuff that I thought she might like, and she spoke for the first time after the musical moment, which was a really, really profound moment for me, and when I started and wrote the song. It's called Nelda Stockman. This darned harmonica is in the way. Let's get out of here. Nelda Stockman was her name. You can't make up that sort of thing. Skin like a plastic bag. I was the only visitor she had. She stood 4 feet short, with eyes that always seemed to water. She was old, but she was somebody's daughter. She didn't talk much anymore. They didn't say what for. We'd sit there and hold hands. I'd sing her old country standards. To know the room you're gonna die in. Does it make you free or make you silent? She was old, but you should have seen her smiling. Between the breathing machines and beats, I wondered how she'd ever sleep. The TV never stopped, but I never saw her watch it. She kept a military man beside her bed in a frame. She was old, and there was nobody to blame. Nelda Stockman was her name. You can't make up that sort of thing. She died in her hospice room. I'd long since moved. I just got a letter. It was typed and numb. Said she was old and her time had come. The day she passed is a day I can't remember. The day she passed was just like the day after.
Wow. Wow. That song still moves you. I can see it in you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Huh. Boy, the bicycle song, as we'll call it for now, got an interesting response from the Ginger Roots Agency. Maybe Rob can put that on. There it is.
Oh, look at
Rob
that.
is so quick.
Wow, Rob, that's amazing. Taught yourself how to ride a bike. Wow.
Yeah, and then she says, once I found the brakes, too. Those brakes are a wonderful concept. Did you do any more work in a hospice type? Or was it just that pretty much that one person?
It was just that one that one moment, and yeah, I've been meaning to, all those wonderful things you mean to do so often, to do that again, but have not late.
All right. Well, let's see. We have time for one more. Imagine, folks, that he played 3 songs and it's the end of the first set, and it's the end of the evening for Jenner. So here's the encore. Sometimes we do it in this format, but and that's what we're going to do tonight. So, Jenner, thank you for joining us. Remember to hit up his various Venmos and PayPals and send some bucks. Obviously, this is well-crafted songs played on a variety of instruments, and this is why we like to do this. You may have come to hear one of the other artists, and hopefully you hear in Jenner and you're going, this is amazing too. And if you came to hear Jenner, stick around. We got a couple more artists after Jenner. So that's it. Thank you again, and take it away.
All right. Which one should we do? Let's do this one. I was thinking of playing a tune called Dams Are for Beavers, but I'm thinking about doing this. This one feels like a good one to close with. This is called The Planet I'm From, and my partner actually wrote. She writes songs and never finishes them, and wrote something with the line "The Planet I'm From" in it, and I thought it was a cool concept. And then I found myself having wonderful thoughts on some. On a river, floating around in an eddy in southern Oregon, and sort of these lines came to me. It's called The Planet I'm From. Thank you for having us. Stick around. The Black Feathers and Abby are absolutely wonderful human beings and musicians. It's great to be in this virtual space together, and thank you to the Institute of Music Traditions for doing this and being stalwarts for this sort of thing. So appreciate you. Caves are for thinking, woods are for peeing. Wait, that's not how it goes. I mixed them up. Let's start that again. Caves are for thinking, parks are for kissing, woods are for peeing. Humans are for being on the planet I'm from. Nobody's smart and nobody's dumb, and the difference is the thumb, is the thumb, is the thumb, is the thumb between us and the walruses. Wind is for whooshing, cheeks are for smushing, yarn is for weavers, dams are for beavers, trails are for losing, alarms are for snoozing, skirts for to twirl, and so is the world on the planet I'm from. Nobody's smart and nobody's dumb, and the difference is the thumb, is the thumb, is the thumb, is the thumb on the planet I'm from. Nobody's smart and nobody's dumb, and the difference is the thumb, is the thumb, is the thumb. What I meant to say is on the planet I'm from, nobody's right and nobody's wrong, and the difference is a song between us and the Martians.
Cool, very cool. Yeah, that would be an interesting planet. Yes, indeed. Well, yeah. Yeah, I hope we get to work again sometime. This is, and this is going to be my segue. Now, if you think about what a baker does, a baker makes things. A baker oftentimes cooks things or produces things or just sort of creates something where something wasn't there before. So it's like, Dave, why are you talking about this? Because it's the segue to Louise Baker, who is the, I guess I can use this word, the linchpin of all three of these artists tonight. We meaning Rob and I were looking around and we came up with an idea and we were going to hire Kippen Martin, and Kippen said, you got to go through my agent. So we called up Louise Baker, and she said, well, Kippen can't do that show. And we started talking about stuff, and I said, well, what else do you do? Who else do you manage? You got Springsteen, you got Taylor Swift. I mean, who else? And she said, no, I got people that are better. And I said, okay. So we decided to, I said, you know what, hook me up with three of your faves, and let's just run with it. So a big thank you to Louise Baker, because that's how this show came about. So I'm 90% fan and 10% host. This is just great. So thank you, Jenner.
Thank you.
And Louise, you're out there listening, I know. And let's go to Wales. All right. Here we go with the Black Feathers. Hey. That's Ray and Sean.
How we doing?
Yeah. We're doing okay. How's Mayday treating you?
It's been all right so far.
So far, it's a bit dark.
Treated to some really nice songs. It's going to be a good day.
So it's, let's see, what time is it? It's 12:30? 1:30.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, being a musician, it's the life. Where else can you get up at 1:30 in the morning and play 4 songs and go, where's our bedroom? So.
We don't have far to go. I guess that's a blessing in disguise, right?
Yeah. It's great. It's amazing. Well, what do you want to start us off with?
We're going to start off with one of our faux happy songs. We're not really well known for cheery numbers, as you will discover over the course of the evening.
Apologies.
This one sounds cheery, but isn't.
It's the kind of misery that you can tap your foot to.
Down by the river and I've lost my way. Down by the river and I've lost my way. I've got my broken heart, I've got my bottle of pain. Down by the river and I've lost my way. Down by the river and I can't get back. Down by the river and I can't get back. I've got my burned out soul, I've got my bottle of Jack. Down by the river and I can't get back.
are you guys in Nashville or are you in Wales, man? That was a great song.
Well, thank you.
You got to sell
We're
that
definitely
one.
in Wales.
Yeah, sell that one over to Nashville. You know, that's
Yeah, man. Nashville's always a fun time. We spent a bunch of time out there, and it's when we first went over, we just thought we were gonna get destroyed and just laughed at for you're going to the home of this kind of music.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it just feels like people they come out of the womb singing harmony, So
Yeah, but
felt like
that's
a bit of a joke, really.
yeah. But you got the cool accent. The cool accent gets you a lot.
it's that British invasion, right?
That's it. Yeah, there it is. Here we go again, right? Yeah, I mean,
Us and Led Zeppelin, right?
yeah, they'll hang around. But it's true that a lot of the whole blues scene of North America, listening to blues artists that were, some of which had passed on, but some that were just had very minor, struggling careers. It took the British invasion to alert
That's right.
North America to, hey, you guys go, you have these musicians, you gotta listen to their music and treat them right. And
Yeah, well, I think Muddy Waters is the name that gets bandied around a lot as being like a big deal in England, and obviously he's American and nobody knew him over here, but he's selling out clubs in Britain all the time. It's a crazy story.
Yep. Huh. All right. A little music lesson there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. This I got to give you a plug. Notice at the bottom of the screen, the Black Feathers, theblackfeathers.com, PayPal me /the Black Feathers, Venmo @the Black Feathers. Just think they have to pay for imported beer all the time. If they want to drink a Budweiser, they got to pay imported beer prices over in Wales.
That's not too far off the truth,
Yeah. So,
Well, she got into this New England IPA when we were over there, and
I fell in love. Like, it's the best thing I have ever tasted. And then I just got back to England, and like
everything's warm and flat again.
Everything was warm and flat. Like life was ruined. But it's okay. It's creeping in really slowly.
Yeah,
It's getting better.
Yeah, they're making Guinness in Baltimore now, but it sure doesn't taste like Guinness coming out of Dublin.
They are not making Guinness in Baltimore. Don't be silly.
Well, I'm telling you, it doesn't taste like it, but they're using the logo. So
Yeah, that's no good. That's no good.
All right.
You can only get Guinness in Dublin. That's just, or in Ireland rather. You can only get Guinness in Ireland. That's how that works.
So Ray is a Dubliner, so he's proper qualified to say.
Yeah.
I took her over. For first time we were over, I was just like, I'm going to take you for a pint of Guinness, and she was like, I don't like Guinness, and I was like,
Oh, you
like
do when
this
it's
Guinness,
when it's
trust
not
me.
at 10 in the morning when it's not pasteurized, and you just oh man, with breakfast. Oh yeah. And did you ride that speedboat from Wales over to there's like some fast boat that gets you from Wales to.
Yeah, last tour we did, we got the fast boat. It's affectionately known as the Vomit Comet.
Obvious reasons.
Yes, yeah, it would not be.
And we should have known. We should have known because the first one got cancelled through bad weather, so we had to wait for the next one. Like, we should have known.
Yeah.
But the Irish folk in the bar though, they were just like, nah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Pint of Guinness. Everybody else is on the floor.
They were throwing up the entire. Even the staff were having a tough time, and there was just this Irish couple just sat there with their Guinness, holding it obviously because it was a bit rocky. Didn't spill a drop.
Well, folks out there in Streamland, you just can't get this kind of geographic commentary on your normal shows, and that's why the Black Feathers, I mean, not only do they sing well, not only do they play instruments well, but they give you the lay of the land and who's on the floor at any given moment. So
don't get the fast boat from Wales to Dublin. Don't do it.
there you go.
Take your time, all right?
Fly. This is a little song called Arclight. How can you fly if you fear that you might fall? And how can you love if you just won't give at all? With the depth of a season, give me a reason so I won't go. And so full of your meekness, make me your weakness so I won't go. And I'll sing, ooh, ooh. Take my body and soul, 2 shots that make a whole just for tonight. Little love's Arclight, brighten up the dawn. How can we try if we feel like we've hit on? Don't look back at me. How can we shove when I pushed on? Give at all. And so let go, and I will show you the light. Let's sing, ooh, ooh. Take my body and soul, 2 shots and make a whole just for tonight. Little love's Arclight, and I'll sing, ooh, ooh. Take my body and soul, 2 shots that make a whole just for tonight. Little love's Arclight, brighten up the dawn. Ooh.
Yes, indeed. For you, for folks out there that like to do some singing with each other, singer-songwriter types, as we call it ourselves, that was how you deliver a song. They played it like there were 200 people sitting on the edge of their chairs, leaning forward to catch every word. They may have been playing that song for less than 2 weeks, or they may have been playing it for more than 10 years. But man, that's how you deliver it. That's how you sell it. And it's
thanks, man.
That's just, woo, time and space.
I'm glad it comes across like that.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you're standing like with nobody in the room, and you've made it. You know.
Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate it very much.
Well, it's I'm sure other people know exactly what I'm talking about. Speaking of exactly what I'm talking about, this is me segueing myself again. We got a comment from Becca Derry. Becca is an old friend of mine. Well, she's not really that old, but we've been friends for a long time. And Becca and I found out almost on our first meeting that we were both really geeky Bob Dylan fans. And Becca sent me a mix on a CD, and it was different people covering Bob, and I put it into my iTunes, and the individual songs pop up at weird times, but they're all referenced back to the Becca Derry CD that she sent me. So obviously I still have it, still love it, still use it. And why am I mentioning it? Because Becca, you know this, but other people may not. At the end of, well, I can say to the Black Feathers, at the end of this month, because we're in May where you guys are, but we are having on May 23rd a Bob Dylan tribute, and it's going to be a live show at the Gazebo in Tacoma Park, Maryland. Just go to IMT. Look, Rob's all over it. He's got it up there. We do a first set that's all acoustic artists, and then just like Bob did at Newport, we do a second set that's all electric. And my good buddy Billy Coulter puts this together, and we do these tributes every now and then, every couple years or so. So Billy and I had to do this one because Bob on May 24th turns 80. Turns 80. Still out there gigging, the tour that never ends. So we're calling this tribute "Don't Trust Anyone Over 80." So back to you, Black Feathers. Yeah, tell us.
We played at a Bob Dylan birthday bash down in Knoxville, in North Carolina. So I think that was 5 years ago, and we had no business being there at all because we don't do much. Bob, I mean, he's a great songwriter, obviously, but we don't do much of his. I think we do one song every now and again. But yeah, felt a bit out of place. We just got that one song we could pull out. I didn't even know it was by Bob Dylan, to be honest with you. I thought it was.
What do you do? All Along the Watchtower?
No, we do Make You Feel My Love.
Oh, that's a great song.
It is a great song.
Oh, Rob is in the
Like
background
Mike
going. Rob's going, don't do it, Dave. Don't make him do it. No, okay,
I can't do it to Rob. I'm not going to do it to Rob. We won't do it.
All right. Rob,
We'll do
you might want to...
something much more miserable.
Yeah,
You're good people. You're good people. More
There you
misery.
go.
Let's do it.
All right, Becca. I know you're still out there, and we'll do lots of Bob on May 23rd, and I hope you'll be there. All right, Black Feathers. What do we got?
I think Becca's comment actually mentioned Cooper's House. Huge shout out to those guys because they're awesome. They hosted us a couple of years back. Yeah, there they are. They're awesome. That was a good show. Thank you for having us, and I hope you will have us back again. We're going to do a drinking song. It's not the good sort of drinking song, though, right? The whole country and Americana scene is full of I got drunk, took my donkey down to the honky tonk, and all that kind of nonsense. So we're not doing that. This is the other sort of drinking song. I'm coming up on, I think it's 11 years sober. It might be 12. I don't know. And when I was celebrating 6 years sobriety, we played a show in a rehab center for recovering alcoholics and drug addicts in Nashville, in Tennessee. And it was a real special night for me, but I think for both of us, to be able to share something of our journey in recovery with people just starting out on theirs was a real special thing. And we got a song out of it as well. So this is called Holy Water. Another day, another bottle, and another promise I can't keep. But I'd been looking for redemption
till I finally gave it up and it found me. Some people say that there's a savior, and the good book ain't so bad. But it's been 20 years and counting since I wandered in a church and bowed my head. But I take holy water over whiskey anytime. But I take holy water over whiskey anytime. Well, I've been thinking about the old days, watching them roll round again. And how the hell did I don't know where I am, but a million miles from nowhere ain't a lonely place to be. But it takes faith and a little bit at a time, yeah, and I take holy water over whiskey anytime. But I take holy water over whiskey anytime. But I take holy water over whiskey anytime. But I take holy water over whiskey anytime.
That's an anthem for a lot of people. That's
Thank you.
and the
Appreciate
fact that you guys can write it and have lived it. It's that's brings it a whole different meaning, as opposed to somebody just saying, "Oh, here's a snappy idea." I mean, it changed your life, and then you share it with other folks. Really, really
It's
important.
always a special moment in a show, actually, when somebody comes up to you after
Yeah.
the show and says, "Oh my God, you just told my story," or that we've had a show where somebody got up and in tears and left the room and was found sat outside, and I'm just like, man, that's it's kind of humbling as a songwriter to have
Sure.
something like that happen to you. It's not necessarily why we write songs, obviously.
No.
You're just telling your story, doing your thing, and that it connects with people on that kind of level is really amazing.
Well, and as you know, a lot of people would be embarrassed to reveal that about themselves. They'd feel that people would think less of them, or whatever. So the ability to take
and there are people that think less of you for it, but
yeah, well,
don't
screw
need
them.
those people
Yeah,
in your life.
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, to bring it out front and say, this is what I went through, and if this helps you, great, and, you know, if you want to talk, you know, whatever, I mean, it's...
That's it.
Yeah.
No, it happens a lot, and, you know, other people in recovery will come up and, you know, they'll shake your hand and they'll whisper, they'll go, 5 years. And you go, nice one, good work. You know, it's really great. It's really great. To be fair, we're still spending as much as we used to on alcohol because, you know, she's...
I'm drinking for 2 now.
Taking the slack.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So we have time for one more, and you know, if you're donating now to the Black Feathers, you heard it from Sean. You know, beer money. Got it, you know. It's gonna go to a good person. So,
well, to be fair, he drinks posh water now. So
I do. I've got
it's
this.
just as much as beer.
I've got this crazy sparkling flavored water called terrible marketing. It's called Ugly. I don't know. It seems like a terrible idea.
well, you know that the water that's called Avion. Avion. What happens if you spell Avion backwards?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. You know. I mean, boy, did they see it coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Dave, for
My
hosting.
pleasure.
And a huge shout out to Rob behind the scenes. You've seen him pop up every now and again. Hopefully he'll pop up again so we can say thank you, Rob. This has been a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you all in real life soon. We're going to finish with a song by somebody else. Rob got very excited when we sound checked this, so we figured we should probably include it. This is by a band called Portishead. I think they stole the music from Isaac Hayes and then threw their own stuff on top of it, which is, you know, it's how folk music's supposed to work, right? So thank you all for tuning in. Tips and donations gratefully appreciated.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
And we'll see you somewhere down the road in 22.
So tired of playing with this bow and arrow. Gonna give my heart away, leave it to the other girls to play. For I've been a temptress too long. Just give me a reason to love you. Give me a reason to be. I just wanna be a woman.
From this time unchained, we're all looking at a different picture through this new frame of mind.
1,000 flowers could bloom. Move over and give us some room.
Give me a reason to love you. Give me a reason to be.
Would you stop being a man and take a little look from outside if you can, and show a little tenderness, no matter if you cry. Give me a reason to love you. Give me a reason.
Yeah, yep. Give me a reason to love you. I'll send you an email. Man.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Man, what a pleasure. What a pleasure. Whew. My buddy Joe Rossi is in the house, and just spent some time working with Carpe Diem. And Joe, I'm glad you made the show. Joe had a cocktail hour before the show, so she managed to struggle through, and you know, woo, cheers. Man, yeah, this is what a pleasure. Yeah, I guess when the pandemic goes away and you guys are coming stateside, I'm sure Louise will be ringing me up, going, "Hey, you remember them, the Black Feathers?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
She'll be ringing you right now, mate. 22.
Yeah,
it's happening.
I know. We'll be there. What a pleasure. All right, so now we're going. Let's go to where are we going to go? We'll go to California. We go from Wales to California. You can't do this at a normal gig. And there's
oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I got to hear you. You guys are just amazing, man. That was so fun.
You.
I just love your music, love your vibe. Yeah, really beautiful.
It's amazing to have these three artists that you normally wouldn't put on the same show. It would be kind of, kind of weird. But we put them on the same show here, and it works beautifully. It's just
absolutely.
There's some overlap. There's some major overlap for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all play guitar.
That's what it is. We all play guitar. That's it.
But no, I mean the concept of it's not studio, and it's not a live show with one group, and then you take a intermission and then another one. So yeah, it's this is. I mean, I think even after the pandemic, this type of thing will continue. It's not. It's not It's not a terrible idea at all.
Not at all. No, it's great. I mean, we get to meet people from all over the world. I've been writing with people from all over the world on Zoom. It's awesome. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, you guys, I'll say good night, I guess. Because you guys
go
are
get some
go.
sleep, you guys. Go get some sleep.
And thank you so much for jumping in and doing this. And
pleasure. It's been loads of fun. We'll see you all again soon. Abby, have a good one.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Hi.
All right.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Abby. Well, it's good to see you again. And for those of you that maybe didn't come in the walk-in part of the show, you missed Abby's great noodling. And whatever that was, I mean, I need to know, is that wasn't improv? You would.
Yeah, it was just improv. It was a little bit of a blues kind of vibe, but I like to kind of tinker around and just improvise on my looping pedal. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm beginning to wonder if maybe your parents and Ry Cooder's parents aren't the same parents.
My dad, I'm giving him a shout out. He is listening, him and my mom in Colorado. They played music all the time when I was growing up, and I say this every show. I mean, they are my main influences because they played Ry Cooder, they played Muddy Waters and Buddy Guy, and I mean, I was really influenced by folk music and blues and roots and gospel growing up. Yeah.
Man, part of me wants to hear that riff and see you play it, but
hey, maybe I'll pull it out later. I'm gonna kind of. We'll see.
All right, world. Here you go. This is Abby Posner, and who knows what she'll hit you with, but be ready to be hit. Go for it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna actually play a lot of new music tonight. I've got some new records coming out in the fall, hopefully, and this one is called Low, Low, Low. It's just about waking up kind of on the wrong side of the bed and deciding to, rather than just scoot it away, to have a cup of tea with it and kind of get to know it a little bit better and see what it's really about and realize that it's actually not so bad to feel down. You just have to get to know it.
Something in my head's got me gone. I don't wanna get high anyway. Been living in the clouds for too long, when life as we know is on hold, and all that we have is time. Low, 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 low is feeling mighty fine. Well, I don't wanna get right with God, 'cause I don't even know who that is. Please don't make me write another song. I just wanna feel like this, wrapped in the quiet alone, with days stretching out so long. Low, 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 low is where I belong. Let the ocean pull me in. Let the ground crack wide open. Let the world hit the brakes and watch it all end. Let the world hit the brakes and start over again. Well, I don't feel right today. Something in my head's got me gone. I don't feel right today. Been living in the clouds, living in the clouds, living in the clouds.
I think that's it's amazing that you can write a song that says, I don't want to write another song. You have to write the song to say, I don't want to write another song.
Right, exactly. At that time, I was going through a series of, feeling like very forced to write. I think all of us can relate, during the pandemic. It's like, oh gosh, we have to be creative. And sometimes you just need to rest. And sometimes you don't want to force yourself to be creative. You got to let that faucet flow, right?
Yeah. And you almost feel guilty when that comes on. You feel like, oh God, I can't be like this. What happened?
Right.
Yeah. So
exactly. Exactly.
Pretty cool. So was that song written during the pandemic, perchance?
Yeah. Yes, it was. It was written about 3 months ago. Yeah.
All right. I wonder how many songs are going to be titled "Light at the End of the Tunnel." I'll bet you they feel free to grab it.
Yeah, that is good. That is true. My album that I'm going to release is called Kisby Ring, and a lot of people don't know what that is. Do you know what a Kisby? No. Yeah, Kisby Ring is actually a fancier word for that orange life tube that you toss out if somebody's drowning. And so the whole album is kind of about feeling a little bit like you're drowning, a little bit like you're sinking in different ways. Like you need someone to rescue you. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Kisby. Kisby Ring.
Probably the person that invented it.
That's probably.
I mean, it's a very weird word.
It's a very weird, but it's fun. It's a fun word, and that's going to be the title of the record.
And when's it coming out?
I'm really hoping for the fall. I'm actually still mixing it and producing it right now. I'm doing it all on my own, and playing everything on it. And it's just my favorite thing to be in the studio and arranging and playing and producing. That's one of other than playing live, it's one of my favorite things to do. So it is taking a bit, but I'm hoping by the fall.
Amazing. Well, I bet you probably could use a little influx of cash for that. So I'll segue into the banners
Perfect.
Down below. Oh, Rob took them away. Oh, no, he's flashing them. There he goes. So it just says paypal.me at Abby Posner Music. I'm saying Posner, but am I hitting it or is it Posner?
It's Posner, but it's very funny. My accordion player in my band always gets annoyed when people call me Posner, but I don't care. It is Posner, but Posner is still fine.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're calling, you know. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. All right, what do we got?
So I'll pick it up a bit for you here, Dave, because I know you like that blues stuff. I'm gonna play a song about New Orleans. My dad and I used to go down there to the Jazz Fest, and my partner and her family and I, we go there for Mardi Gras every year. So this is a little tribute to New Orleans.
Shoulder, pit in my mind, drink down my loneliness, hey, leave you behind. I'm going down to New Orleans, where my soul belongs. Well, I'm gonna sing to the devil, oh, through the barrel of my tongue. Well, poison in my water, poison in my head, poison dripping slowly to your side of the bed. I'm going down to the bayou, lay my soul to rest. Well, I'm gonna find me that someone, I ain't gonna settle for less. Yeah, here we go. Dripping slowly, your side of the bed. I'm going down to the bayou, ooh, lay my soul to rest. Well, I'm gonna find me that someone, I ain't gonna settle for less. I'm gonna find me that someone, ain't gonna settle for. Ain't gonna settle for. Ain't gonna settle for less. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I hurt my finger about a month ago. I'll show you real close up. It's never going to be the same. I smashed it in a door. I thought I broke it, and I wasn't able to play guitar for 3 weeks, which was just killing me.
Yeah.
And it's still not quite there yet. So that's what's happened there. But I'm so happy I'm able to play again.
So are we. So are we.
Thank you.
You're thinking about New Orleans. There's a group. Her name is Messiah Lake.
Okay.
And the Little Bighorns. And Messiah is spelled in some weird way, but if you look up whatever you think it's spelled and then just add and the little bighorns, it'll come up. There's some really good stuff that she does, and you're
beautiful. I love finding out about new music. I'll check it out.
Yeah, and then of course, Hooray for the Riff Raff is based in New Orleans. That's another one. And
yes.
then my favorite is oh look, Rob. God, he's quick. There it is. See, Messiah. I mean, that's such a weird spelling. I mean, it's.
Oh, I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
It's there, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then my favorite, and they have endless amounts of YouTube clips. Tuba Skinny.
Oh yes.
Tuba Skinny, and
yes.
Erica Lewis, I think, is the lead vocalist. But the band
I've
is
heard
so
of that
tight.
one.
Yeah,
I've heard that one.
So yeah, I was with you in New Orleans for that song. I was right there with you, thinking about the truth of New Orleans.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing place, and seeing live music there is just it's a spiritual experience, right? Like
Yeah.
if you've been to, have you been to Jazz Fest, Dave?
No, I got really close one year.
You got to get over there.
Yeah.
You got to get over there and go just sit in the gospel tent at Jazz Fest, and it's just your whole body vibrates. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an incredible. I'm not a religious person, but it is a religious experience. It's amazing.
All right, so a banjo.
Got me some banjo.
Oh man, a Franken banjo.
I gotta pull the banjo out, Dave, for the Institute of
That's
Musical
right.
Traditions.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna play a tune that I wrote in the desert here, Joshua Tree. I took myself on a little artist retreat with a dear friend of mine, and our goal was just to make art, and kind of similar to Jenner, where you're just there, and your job is to create. And the desert is kind of an amazing place to create music. With this song, I was playing it and recording myself just to remember some of the lines. And in the song, you can hear a whistle. And my friend wasn't there. She wasn't anywhere nearby. And it was the ghost of the house that we were staying in. So this is kind of about that experience, going through shedding your skin, shedding some of the lost loves, and processing life in the desert in Joshua Tree in a haunted house.
Cactus standing like a ghost on a tombstone, crooked as a wing. Whispers howl from the walls of this old home, listen to them sing. Where do you go when you lose yourself and the road is all you see? What do you do with the love you felt, though mistakes are always free? Bite your tongue on the edge of the morning, stories fall like rain. Stinging lights from the planks of the desert, some things we can't explain. Where do you go when your mind's on fire, there's thunder in your blood? What do you do when you can't get higher, you're drowning in the flood? Shadows, cast out my line to the dry land. Love is a fragile game when the heart is burning and you step out of the frame. cactus standing like a ghost on a tombstone, crooked as a wing. Whispers howl from the walls of this old home. Listen to them sing.
Ghost songs.
Ghost songs.
Dave, I'm going to beat you to it. I'm going to beat you to it.
Yeah.
I want to jump in just for a sec before our last song of the night. Since, Abby, you're responsible for putting us to bed. You're responsible for our mood going off to
that
our...
is a big responsibility.
It is a
you
big
guys.
responsibility. We're the Institute of Musical Traditions, and we do these IMT live broadcasts as a way to keep the music going, even in the depths of COVID. We are seeing, the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, David.
There you go.
And we're beginning to do outdoor shows and things like that, like the Bob Dylan tribute that we've got coming up. You can find out a lot more about that at imtfolk.org. We're a 501c3 organization preserving the promoting the American and international folk music traditions, blah, blah, blah.
Hey,
Get
I
on our
wrote that
mailing
years
list.
ago.
Find out more. I know, and you've done so much with it. Dave Eisner, you've done, it's a top-down thing. You have brought in so much music from all across the world, even when we were in person and now via the internet and everything like that. It's been really, really spectacular. So, on behalf of musicians and graphic designers and web people who are supported by the imtfolk.org, wait, thank you. But please, even after you've donated, I'm going to put all the donation links here in the chat one more time.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, yeah. If you got anything left over, visit imtfolk.org. Check us out. There's a donate link there as well. IMT Folk is supported by donations from viewers like you, as well as a number of grants in the area. I know. Sorry, man.
Viewers like you.
But most importantly, get on the mailing list, not just of all the artists, but also of imtfolk.org. We bring in amazing artists from all over the world and do a cool thing with it. We want to let you know about it. But with Abby and Jenner and the Black Feathers, make sure you get on their mailing list because we're all going to be back on the road soon. And in a safe and fashionably distanced fashion. And you don't want to miss them when they come to town.
No.
With all of that being said, Abby...
Wait.
Oh,
Abby,
that's right. I'm not the boss. You're the boss. You're the boss.
Get off screen. So, Abby, did you say your father was listening tonight?
Yeah, I think he is. Rick Posner I think he's tuning in tonight on Facebook or YouTube. One of those links. Yeah.
Well, I heard that when you were about 14 or 15 years old, you went up to your dad and said, "Dad, when I grow up, I want to be a musician." And your dad looked right at you and said, "Well, you can't do both." So I need him to confirm that.
I actually haven't heard that one, but I really like it. I like it.
Feel free.
Rob is not jamming on that one.
He might have heard it once or twice.
I like it. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't heard it.
Well, it seemed like the right time to put it in. So
it's perfect, Dave. Thank you.
All right, give me some blues. Give me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This is actually about the year that we just had. It is a letter to 2020. And, it sounds like it is written about an abusive relationship, which I feel like it was. And, to many of us, it felt like that. And then after a while, you learn, you grow, and you kind of become better for it. And I think a lot of us, hopefully, have taken the time to reflect. There's been so much unrest, with the Black Lives Movement, and I feel like we just, as white people, have to keep fighting, and we have to keep educating ourselves, and we have to keep tearing down this systemic racism. And then also, we hopefully, as people, will just treat each other a little bit more mindfully after all of this. This was a time for deep reflection. So this is called Dear 2020. You can actually listen to this on Spotify, on Abby Posner on my Spotify page.
You've been hot and cold You're testing my soul. You're making it hard to move on. And every single day, I'm just sitting with my pain. All this 20/20 vision did me wrong. Well, I might be seeing clear, but you only gave me fear. The nights are dragging and days are feeling long. Well, I'm losing my mind and I have no sense of time. All this 20/20 vision did me wrong. Take the time to let go, but there's a devil inside us all. Use this time to grow, and this 20/20 vision won't do you wrong. And this 20/20 vision won't do you wrong. Inside, oh, you stripped me of my pride. You made me sad, you took away my song. Well, I know you're not here to stay, but I wish you would go away. All this 20/20 vision did me wrong. Well, now's the time to let go. And there's a devil inside us all. Use this time to grow, and this 20/20 vision won't do you wrong. And this 20/20 vision won't do you wrong. Couldn't see past my own hand, couldn't hear the cries throughout the land. Couldn't wander deep enough to free my soul. Never could see too far ahead. Never could believe this world would end. Always feeling empty, never feeling whole. Well, in the end I found that everything breaks down, making room for those new roads to go on. Well, it takes so far ahead, but there's hope around the bend. We needed 20/20 vision all along. We needed 20/20 vision all along.
Yeah, 20/20 vision. Hey, look who's still awake. Look
Hey,
who's
the
still
Black
awake.
Feathers are here. Yay.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey, great show.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys too, man. Seriously. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm so glad you two are still awake. You can say goodnight. I was peeking at I was like,
Yeah,
still wearing
wonder-
pants at least? Okay, good. We're good.
Thank
you
you
so
so
know
much.
if they're
Biscuits,
wearing
it's all
pants.
good.
They're not wearing pants at all.
Well, Dave, you want to thank these folks and wish them
I
a good
do
night?
indeed. I do. Thank you. This was great. This was really, as I mentioned earlier, I was not familiar with Abby. I was not familiar with the Black Feathers, and I was not familiar with Jenner. And now I am, and I'm a better person for it. And hopefully we've gotten the word out to a lot of the people that tuned in, and it's this is way cool. Very.
Ooh, this is something I should actually read out loud. June
Okay.
4th, we have
Yes,
a Pride concert with Abby, Tret Fury, and Kip and Martin. Go to bakerbooking.com to learn more. That's going to be a hell of a show.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah,
a
it
fun
is.
one. I'm really excited about that.
Is that a virtual one?
That is a virtual one, yeah. Just check out bakerbooking.com and all the info there. We're going to be promoting it soon, and tickets are on sale, so step
Cool.
on
Yeah,
up.
huge shout out to Louise and Bruce in the chat. These guys have kept us working. We appreciate you all. And,
Yeah, cheers, you guys. Thank you so much, Louise and Bruce. We really, really love you.
Yeah. Well, this is marvelous. This is why we do this. Yeah. I'm. You guys are still awake. I'm looking at it. You know, I mean, the juxtaposition of this. It's like Abby. Let's see. It's what 6:30.
6:30, yeah. I'm going to be
And-
going to bed real soon here.
Yeah. Right.
It's way past my bedtime.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And then the black feathers and the night owl. Right. So.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
you
then-
can't go to bed if Abby's playing. It's just,
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you
It's
so
true.
much.
I mean, Rob and I, a lot of times, at the end of the show, we think, okay, well, we're done, and then we talk on the phone for 40 minutes because, we're charged up. I mean,
Oh,
this,
God,
this
no.
charges
No,
it
not
up.
tonight. No.
No,
I'm going to watch
otherwise-
Battlestar Galactica, eat fudge, and go to bed.
I'll watch
Battlestar
baseball.
Galactica.
I'll watch baseball. All right. Well, that's it. This is amazing, and we have the Bob Dylan tribute coming up, and just if you subscribe to Baker Booking and you subscribe to Antidote, I forgot, Rob, you got that one? Joe Rossi's.
The antidote of
Antidote
the
of the
thing,
song,
the
the
stuff.
song.
It's all on imtfolk.org. It's on the lower right-hand corner. Local other stuff
Yeah.
going on. imtfolk.org, Institute of Musical Traditions.
I used to
And,
have a memory, but I forgot where I put it.
I think that's probably a good way to put us out there. May
right.
23rd, Bob
Love
Dylan
it.
tribute, both online and in person. Thank you so very, very much for joining us.
Wonderful.
Thank you to Jenner Fox, who had to scootle on off to another gig.
2
'cause,
gigs.
That's
One of
it's
them
working.
live.
We're working it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you so much for tuning in, everyone.
All right. Good
Let's
night,
wave good
everybody.
night.
Thank you so much, you
Night,
guys.
y'all.
Appreciate it.
Night.
Good night.
See you soon.
Good night, everyone.